welcome back to another session here with me. I am Nyakuiy, and this is a word with me. Let's get into it, family. It's time to be bold. It's time to be bold. It's time for you to dare to live your life the way that you see it, the way that you envision it, the way that you know it could be lived. Yeah, this is a moment of stepping into the boldness that is available, that is wanting to express through you. Dare to defy odds. Dare to break the mold, if you will. Dare to do something different. Dare to be different and express that. Dare to put them naysayers to quiet, right? Everybody was saying you can't. Well, not that you're doing it for them, but you know you can do it anyway, so prove them wrong. That's what the energy is coming up as in this moment. It's time to take these bold steps. It's time to use your imagination to explore and to think limitlessly, okay, about what could be. So that's a message coming through. Another one is to step into the energy of forgiveness. Forgiveness for you, right? Forgiveness for you at the end of the day. Because not living in resentment, living in regret, living in shame, living in all of these, living from those spaces is what happens when you're not inviting forgiveness. See, forgiveness is a daily thing. It's a daily process. It's a daily thing. It's what holds you in the space of grace. It's what holds you in the space of acceptance, right? So we got to flow into that space of self-forgiveness so that we could be in harmony with ourselves and our environment and the individuals around us and life itself. Because lack of forgiveness goes into not trusting in life, not trusting in the divine, not trusting in the path, not trusting in your path, not trusting God, not trusting the divine plan, So take your time and don't rush yourself and don't force forgiveness. Just as the message is to open your heart to forgiveness, there's a message underneath it too, to not force it. It has to be genuine, it has to be pure, it has to be true, right? Otherwise, it's still a facade. It's not real. So let that do to you what it will. Who do you need to forgive? Maybe that person is yourself. Tap in. And tap into the energy of play. There's an underlying message here, that an invitation to invite more play in your life, to decide, to choose play, to choose to be in that frequency of lightheartedness. It's something that you may have to work on. You may have to stir it up. You may have to put on some music and let yourself flow and let yourself dance and let yourself shake so you can come back into that energy of freedom, right? Because being in the energy of play is what it's supposed to be, number one. It's supposed to be about play. It's supposed to be about enjoyment. It's supposed to be about lightheartedness and self-discovery and holding that frequency, right? And life isn't supposed to be so serious all the time. We got to be able to laugh at ourselves and joke and be in amusement. And so the invitation is to play and to incorporate more time for play in your days, especially if you are somebody who is, let's say, a recovering workaholic, anywhere along those lines, right? Because here we're with ease, we're in ease, we're in flow, we're in attraction, we're in the energy of allowance, right? We're not in the energy of forcing or pressure or stress or strain, you know, energy of things get done and will be done in their own time and in their own way. Okay, that's the vibe, that's the energy. So those are the guiding energies that are wanting to come through, that are wanting to speak with us today as we get into our tarot cards here. There's more of the gentleness coming up, more of this invitation to lighten up your load, to know that the steps that you're taking have been paved before you, and you're just doing your due diligence to step one foot in front of the other. That's your path, that's your walk, right? That's what you're doing, that's what you're in, that's the energy you're in. And sometimes you can't see when you've been walking and walking and walking, and you feel like you've been going so far and you've yet to see the fruition. This star card here is a reminder, it's a gentle reminder that you're on the right path and that happier times are ahead of you. Even more positive times are ahead of you. And it's okay for you to trust in your long-term plans for your success, for however you define success in your life, whatever it is that you're seeing as what's going to bring you the most joy, what's going to be the most fulfilling, let's say that, right? You're on that path to calling that into your life more and more, right? And so follow your joy. That's the underlying message here. Follow your joy. Follow those feelings of what fulfills you when you are engaged in a relationship or in a connectionship, a conversation with somebody, and it's so fulfilling. Relish that. Enjoy that, because that's going to open you up to receiving even more of that. Okay? There's some emotional attachments here that are coming up. Okay? And there's an energy of you got options. You have options with these suitors, and it's important for you to not rush anything, to not rush the process, to let it flow like water, to allow yourself to get to know the individuals that you're connecting with, and to then decide from there whether it's going to be a beautiful fit for the both of you. And this can be in a romantic setting, this can be even a friendship setting, this could be a work setting. On the friendship setting, there's a level of, it's important to create trust, in friendships. It's important to create, because there's an energy of relationships have been sabotaged in the past, right? And so there's mistrust in those connections, and particularly in those friendships. And so you don't want to walk into the friendship with carrying the baggage of the old pain, right? You want to step in and give these people a fresh start. Give this relationship a fresh start. And so, with that energy in mind, it's important to know that all of the pain is behind you. It's all behind you. It's done. It's in the past. It's gone. And what you're doing here now is seeing more clearly that truth, right? You're removing the eyes of pain and the eyes of seeing things through through a victimhood lens, through pain energy, right? You're clarifying your vision. And in that clarity, you're saying, oh my gosh, there's safety here. There's safety here in connection. I can trust in these connections. I can trust in these relationships. I am safe. I feel safe within myself, and I feel these other people are genuine. And they're creating safety. They are safe people within themselves, and I am a safe person within myself. And together, we're creating a sacredness, a sacred third thing, right? We're creating bonds that last, connections that endure, and that go the longevity. I take back the word endure, because endure seems like there's a struggle, but this isn't it. This is like lifetime connections energy. And so, yes, connections are highlighted. Connections are very highlighted, and beautiful that the lessons that Venus came through in the last month or so that she's been retrograde. She's been really working us and in the different areas of relationships and values, worth, and putting our energies in connections and relationships and situations and environments, and where there's value for us, and we're offering value, we're of value too. And so there's this reciprocal relationship. That's what we want. And so, yeah, there's a culmination here of, and I think it's you coming to this complete realization, you coming to this realization of seeing your wholeness, seeing your completeness, seeing how full circle you've come with these different energies and different lessons that you've been integrating, and it's coming to a full circle. And there's a lot of gratitude being showered down upon you at this time from the heavens, from your divine protectors, from the ancestors, from your own higher self, that you've been doing a fabulous job. And if only you could see through the eyes of your soul, this is what's coming through right now, you would cry real beautiful tears, because you would be seeing what immaculate work you're doing. It's not going to look like that on the material realm. So I'm going to say it again. If you could only see with the eyes of your soul, you would see what an immaculate job you're doing, and how the energy work that you've been doing, the work you've been doing to shapeshift and to continually be in this evolving space, is a sight to see. And so blessings to you, beloved, for all of the work that is making all of your ancestors proud. And I guess that's also why they wanted me to come on here too, because I'm getting it now. The energy is like a lot of these people is stressed for no reason. And the way that they're coming through with that energy, you have to understand they're coming from a different dimension, and we're here, and they're not making light of what we're going through and what we're experiencing, but they're also saying if you could open up to the expanse, if you could open up even further, take a wider perspective and understand and see things from this higher plane, you too would be in laughter, and you too would be in joy, and you would get the cosmic joke. And so they're saying it's okay for you, it's perfectly okay to be where you are now, because that's part of the human experience. We're here, and sometimes the perspective gets so limited, and that's what we're here to play with. What does that feel like for us to narrow our minds and to narrow our perspectives like that? What does that feel like? And then what does it feel like to break down those limitations and to expand, and to know that it's our doing at the end of the day. It's our ability to receive more and to be expanded or not, right? This is the earth playground, and that's what I'm getting with this playfulness energy. And to bring it back full circle, it's like you're gonna get to a point where you're gonna look back one day in your soul essence, and you're gonna cherish the memories. You're gonna cherish everything. You're gonna go through every single experience in your life that you've lived up to until now. You're a whole storehouse of memories, and you're gonna have a nice cosmic laugh. You're gonna have a nice soulful laugh at your experience, the things you took so serious, and the things that you could have been lighter about. And so what I want to highlight here is that the end of your worries are now, the end of your anxieties, the end of whatever it is that you feel like you've been struggling with mentally, that you've been overthinking, that's been mentally draining you, that's been heavily weighing you down. All of these things are of the past. They're done. It's over with. And now you're in the space of the clearing, of the shedding, of the seeing, again with clear eyes, what has been done. Yeah. There's a side message here for somebody who is interested in, not even interested, like has a strong passion for self-employment, for getting your own, for working for yourself, being your own boss, being a CEO, creating something, doing something lucrative, that brings you this wealth. And this here is a sign to not take this serious as well, and to have it, enjoy the process, and to enjoy the journey, and to take the risks, and to go about it in a playful way. That's what's going to bring abundance your way. That's what's going to bring you an abundance of insight and of inspiration and of did I say insight? Yeah, insight and inspiration. Because when you're excited about it, and you're hopeful, and you're faithful, and you're trusting, and you're knowing this is the path for you, because mark my words, self-employment is the path for you. It will occur. It will happen. It is happening. simply taking the steps to get to that destination, but the pavement is clear. The pavement is open, and you are taking those steps. So keep being courageous and keep on this journey of yours. You will receive the things of your heart's desires. Like, your dreams are coming true as we speak. You have the ability to attract them, and to attract the right people and the right experiences and the right opportunities to grow you, to so that you can also keep what you are calling in. Because it's one thing to attract it into your life, but then it's another thing to maintain and sustain and keep it in your life, right? And so trust in your life experiences. Trust that everything is growing you to this final culminating moment, and trust yourself. Your music is playing anyway. Your sound is playing anyway. You're doing the work anyway. Your energy is light anyway. You know, your soul is saying these things. Your soul is saying the song that you're singing is beautiful anyway. And you're seeing that too. And I see that for you, and I see that so clearly, and I love that for you. And yes, this message feels resounding. I want to shout out to the ancestral squad, shout out to the spiritual guides, shout out to our teams. They're here heavily. They are also coming through with a message to call on them. Call on them. Anything you need, call on them. No matter if you feel it's too little, too minute, whatever it is, call on them. That's what they're there for. Okay? That feels good. Thank you for being here. Thank you for receiving all the way through. I appreciate you. I love you, and I will talk to you again soon.